How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to yet another Flesh and Blood video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today we have some Flesh and Blood news to go over. We have the revelation of the Rune Gate mechanic, a mechanic that me and the boys over on the Living Legends podcast basically more or less called. We gave so many theories that it was almost impossible not to get at least one of them right, but I think one of them was right. So let's check it out. We got to see what rune gating really is, though it doesn't have to do with allies that we've seen so far. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. So all of this was revealed today for the June Armory kit, which is, you know, at the time of this recording, next month, which is surprisingly soon. It feels like Outsiders just came out and we already have the June kit coming out with Dusk Till Dawn promos. And we have two cards here. We have a Vynnset specialization, which is not rune gating, and we also have a rune gating card. So let's get into this. There's some lore to talk about too, which is really interesting. So it says, the gnashing of teeth, the howls of the damned. They say there's no gain without pain, but how far are you willing to go? How much will you sacrifice for true power? This actually makes me think that Vynnset's mechanics, we'll see this with her specialization, which is a weapon. We'll see this kind of, I think it's going to be a theme of her character, basically. You know, sacrifice for power, kind of like Chain, but maybe a little bit more painful than Chain. Maybe it actually physically hurts the character instead of just like banishing kind of stuff. I have a suspicion that her power will give go again, just like Chain did. But I think it's going to cost life instead of banishing. So anyway, we have the Cold Foil Flail of Agony, as well as the Rainbow Foil Extended Phantom Banshee. Not Phantom, Phantom Banshee. And the Champion Playmat Requiem for the Damned, which looks... Dude, it looks metal as hell. This looks like some gothic metal. Oh, it looks so good. I love it. I actually really, really love it. And we also have poster art, which they have not said what the poster art is. I think it's adult Vynnset. But we'll get into that. We have bigger pictures of all of this to talk about. So yeah, you can go check this out for more details. You can see all the stuff here. We have the Flail of Agony, the Banshee. I have bigger versions of the cards, so we can take a look at them. We have the playmat that is the key art, the key art for the set, which is like the stained glass mural that we talked about in today's video, actually. And here's all the details here. The most important things are that we know the People's Champion playmat is called Requiem for the Damned, but we don't know what the art here is. So let's check some of this stuff out. So you can get more details here on the retailer news section of the Flesh and Blood website. You can see all this stuff here, just more things, armory guidelines, yada yada yada, Requiem from a Damned. But if you click on the marketing assets, we can see some bigger versions of this stuff. So here we have the Flail of Agony. So this is one of the two cards that is going to be in the it's going to be in the armory prizes, basically, like we said, armor kit. Anyway, so Flail of Agony, what is this? It is a Shadow Rune Blade weapon, flail, one hand, tax for one, Vynnset. What did I call it? Did I say Vynnset? Vynnset specialization. Apologize for everyone before if I said Vynnset. It's very close. I mean, it's very close. So anyway, yeah, this is the Vynnset specialization, and you can only have in your deck if your hero is Vynnset, but you can dual wield these puppies. The art looks really, really cool, and it just says once per turn action for a life instead of a resource, does not cost a resource, attack. When this hits, create a rune chant token. So Vynnset, I think, is going to this is basically, I think, what's going to be the theme of Vynnset. Rune chants and paying life. I think that's going to be the kind of like the theme of the character. I really like that this is a one-handed weapon, by the way, which means you can use this dual wield, but you can also use this one hand and then offhand, like the Arcane Lantern or even the fan. You can use a bunch of stuff, and I actually really hope that this means that maybe they'll print more offhands in Dusk Till Dawn. That'd be really cool. One of my big wants is more offhands, especially for Assassin. But what I also think this says is that this does not have go again, right? It's just pay a life, attack, deals 1 damage, not go again. And that this feels kind of underwhelming by itself, and that leads me to believe that we will likely get Go again on the Vynnset hero. Like, I think they will have some sort of ability to pay life to get Go again on their next Shadow Runeblade or Runeblade thing. Similar to how Chain got Shackles, I think Vynnset's going to take damage. And I think that because of their art, they have like these prods just in them, and it looks like they're taking damage to fuel their powers, right? And then, you know, let's actually pull that up. I didn't prep that in advance, but I think getting the Vynnset art up and comparing the poster is good to, you know, compare whether or not we think the two are one and the same. So I do believe this is the Vynnset art here. And as you can see, she has these, you know, spikes just in her, which makes me think she's going to take damage to fuel her powers. It's just you know, stabbed all up in her, right? And so let's move on to the next card before we talk about the art here. We have Phantom Banshee. So here we see what rune gating really is. This card I think is really strong. This is a 3-drop, but maybe not a 3-drop. It has Rune Gate. Rune Gate says, if you control rune chance equal to or greater than Phantom Banshee's resource cost, you may play it from your banish zone, not from your hand, banish zone, without paying its resource cost. And it also has blood debt. So we still have that blood debt. I think that's just the shadow mechanic in general. I think all shadow cards will have blood debt of some sort or interact with blood debt or something like that. But this one attacks for 7 and blocks for 3, right? So I think this tells us, once again, kind of like what Vynnset's kit is going to be, right? We want rune chance, and we want cards in our banish zone. So once again, I really think based on the art and the stabbing and stuff, I think Vynnset's ability is going to be something along the lines of pay a certain amount of life, banish some cards, something gets Go again. I think that's really what Vynnset's kind of setting up to be. Yeah, it makes sense for this, right? So this is actually pretty strong. This means you have to have 3 rune chance to play it for free from your banish zone. And that means this is coming in for 10 minimum if you're playing it from your banish zone, which is pretty strong. It also means that Vynnset, obviously, is going to be focusing more on runes than Chain ever did, but I think this is good. I think it seems really strong on paper. We'll see how it actually goes with her whole kit. We also know that this is going to be a cycle, so it's either rare or common, because on this page here, we see it in red, yellow, and blue, and we have 7, 6, and 5 attack, respectively. So yeah, cool. And also, like, pretty cool art. And then, once again, I want to talk about this art. So it doesn't say who this is, but I think this is Vynnset, right? I think this is the adult Vynnset because they still have these things poking in them, right? They have these, like, spears or things. It also looks like she's in maybe some sort of Iron Maiden outfit. I don't know, but they still have, like, these objects stabbed through them, right? And they're pretty similar. Face is fairly similar, right? Like if you look at the nose, here, it really does feel like the same character. And I wouldn't be surprised if this art is actually, trying to look to see if it says here. It is art by Federico Musetti. It says it at the bottom. Can you see that here on the thing? Oh, you cannot. It does say it. It does say art by Federico Musetti. Hold on. What if I zoom in like a lot? Maybe we can get that there. Scroll to the bottom. Oh, my webcam is in the way. What if well, whatever. You can see it here. It says art by FE. That's Federico Musetti, who is the artist for young Vynnset. I think this is adult Vynnset. I think all of the things line up. I think this is adult Vynnset. And typically their armory art is usually the heroes. Not always, because we've had stuff like Knick Knack Bric-a-Brac, but a lot of the times it's the heroes. So Vynnset, adult Vynnset, I'm pretty sure. And then we have this art, which is, dude, this is so cool. I love this. This looks like the art from a metal band, from either like a progressive metal band or like it looks like it could be the album cover for Catatonia, which is one of my favorite bands of all time. Dude, this looks so cool. I love this. I don't need more playmats, but this is a cool playmat. This is a really, really cool playmat. And we see the name is called Requiem for the Damned. Maybe it's a Requiem for Vynnset, maybe it's a Requiem for Chain, but either way, my hype for Dusk Till Dawn is pretty high, even though it doesn't overtly feature a lot of my favorite characters, though it might feature Lexi like we talked about in today's video. I like the aesthetic, it looks cool, it's very metal. Obviously we've seen Prism, the Prism art is gorgeous, and yeah, I think it's cool and interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I really think we could see this this Rune Gate mechanic. I could see situations where this Rune Gate mechanic ties in with summoning the demons, like Ursur and Blasmafet and even more demons. And I could see a situation where it's like, you can only play them from Banished Zone with Rune Gate. Like, that seems like it could be a possibility, right? Like, it's an ally that you play just like you play the dragons, just like you play the angels, but you can only play them from Banished with the Rune Gate mechanic or something like that. That seems cool. That seems cool to me. That might not be anything because I don't know right now, but that seems cool to me. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Lots of interesting stuff. Dusk Till Dawn is just right around the corner. Do you agree with me? Do you think this is adult Vynnset? I mean, the artist is Federico Musetti. Artist for this, also Federico Musetti. I really feel that these, like, even like silhouette wise, like, look at this. Come on. Come on. And the Flail of Agony, which is interesting. It's a very interesting one. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.